What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Alexi. I help barbers and stylists level up their craft and build their brands and hit 10 to 15K months. But today, we're talking about something that could completely transform your personal brand. And honestly, this might surprise you. I'm talking about vulnerability. Sharing your story, the real raw parts of it. It's the secret to connecting with your audience on a way deeper level. It's not just about cutting hair anymore in 2025 or building a brand. It's about showing people who you are and why you do what you do. And look, I get it, being vulnerable isn't easy. Growing up, I struggled a lot. I was bullied, moved between schools, and felt like I never fit in. Later though, as a young adult, I worked 3 jobs and got fired from all of them. Vulnerability wasn't just uncomfortable, it kind of felt like dangerous to me. But when I started sharing my story, everything changed. My brand, my business, and my life. Today, I'm gonna show you how embracing your story can do the same for you. So let's talk about why vulnerability is so powerful. People don't connect with perfection. They connect with progress. They wanna see the real you, not just the highlight reel. Sharing your struggles, your failures, and your lessons make you relatable. And in a world filled with filters and curated posts, that's honestly what's standing out now. When I first started cutting hair, I was terrible. I'm talking clients getting up midway through the haircut and wanting to literally punch me. One guy left the chair so angry, he told me never come back and told the owner of the shop I was working at that he was gonna make sure that he left a bad review. I even had a barber school teacher tell me I wasn't cut out for this barbering industry. So for years, I was ashamed of those moments. But when I started sharing that part of my journey, now looking back, that's how I went from being the worst barber to building a thriving community. It started to resonate with people. People started seeing themselves in my story. They realized if Alexi can turn this thing around, so can I. Think of your story like a bridge. Every time you share a vulnerable moment, you're laying down another plank, making it easier for your audience to connect with you. So let's just break down why storytelling works so well. It's all about how our brains are wired. Number 1, mirror neurons. When you share a story, your audience's brain lights up as if they're experiencing it themselves. Let me give you an example. If I tell you about maxing out a $5,000 credit card to fly to London and learn precision cutting, you're not just hearing the story, you're feeling the excitement, the fear, and the determination. That emotional connection is so powerful. Number 2, relatability bias. People are naturally drawn to those who remind them of themselves. When you share your struggles, you're saying, I've been where you are and I've come out stronger. That's what builds trust and loyalty. I was living in a basement apartment in Toronto with 8 people I had never met before, working insane hours and still felt like I was going nowhere. But that struggle gave me resilience, and it is why I could connect so deeply with others who feel stuck. When I share that part of my story, it's not to just gain sympathy, it's to show people that their struggles can become their strengths. Sharing your story isn't about oversharing or dumping your emotions, it's about being intentional. Here's how to do it effectively. Number 1, start with the struggle. What challenge have you faced? Maybe it's a failure, a moment of doubt, or a tough decision. My biggest struggle was watching my mom battle cancer and then losing her just before I graduated high school. That pain shaped everything about who I am today. Number 2, highlight the turning point. What changed? This is where you show your growth. My turning point was discovering barbering. A friend suggested I tried, and even though I sucked at it at first, I found something I was passionate about. When I flew to London to learn precision cutting, that was the moment I decided to bet on myself fully. Number 3, end with a lesson. What can your audience take away from your story? Example, the lesson, take risks, even when it's scary. Growth happens when you push yourself outside of your comfort zone. Let's start getting practical. Here are the 3 ways to start sharing your story effectively. Number 1, reflect on your journey. Write down 3 pivotal moments in your life right now. These are your storytelling gold mines. For example, the first time you failed, a big win, or a moment that changed your perspective. Number 2, craft your social media posts with depth. Instead of just posting a photo, tell the story behind it. For example, if you're posting a before and after of a cut, talk about how you learned that technique or the time you butchered a cut before you mastered it. Number 3, balance vulnerability with value. Your story isn't just about you. It's about inspiring and teaching your audience. Always ask yourself this: what's the takeaway from this post? Sharing your story isn't just about growing your brand, it's about making an impact. People remember you not just for what you do, but how you made them feel. Vulnerability turns you from a service provider into a source of inspiration. Think of your story like planting seeds. Every time you share, you're planting a seed of connection, of trust, and loyalty. Over time, those seeds grow into a community that supports you and your vision. If there's one thing I want you to remember, it's this: your story has power. The struggles, the setbacks, and the victories, they're all a part of what makes you, you. And when you share that with the world, you don't just grow your brand, you inspire others to believe in themselves. My challenge for you this week is share one vulnerable story on social media. Tag me, and I'd love to see it. And if this video resonates with you, hit that like button and share with someone who needs to hear this. And don't forget to subscribe for more tips to elevate your craft, your brand, and your life. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.